We all have bad days. Every single person in here or around here has had a bad day at one point or another. It was a bad day for me. It was a bad day for the offense. You got to move on.
That was quarterback Ben Roethlisberger talking about Sunday in Cincinnati. The Steelers have had better days than they had last Sunday against the Bengals. 41-10, a loss that dropped them to 5-1, approaching this Sunday's hosting of the AFC North leading Baltimore Ravens. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Steelers Live, presented by Microsoft Windows 11. I'm Mike Prisuta, filling in for Missy Matthews. The Steelers were back on the practice field here at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex today in preparation for that aforementioned showdown with the division-leading Ravens. Let's take a look as there you see the shoulder pads were on, and that was a notable difference. You don't always see that at this time of the year, but Mike Tomlin had let us know that this was going to be the case, and the Steelers taking advantage of an opportunity to maybe shake, as Tomlin put it, the stench of that 41-10 loss to the Bengals off and start getting ready in earnest for the Ravens. Here's the participation/injury report. Ben Roethlisberger, pec, right shoulder, and Robert Spillane, knee, not working. Mike Tomlin had said that Spillane, it's anticipated he'll be less than available for the Ravens game on Sunday. Pat Freiermuth, full participant after suffering a concussion late in the Bengals game. That's very good news. Same for long snapper Christian Kuntz. Joe Hayden not working because of a foot. Trey Turner, coach's decision, and Zach Banner illness. Chase Claypool limited due to a toe injury that he's been dealing with for a number of weeks now. Mentioned some changes. It wasn't just the shoulder pads shaking things up a little bit today. The Steelers got wide receiver Ray McLeod off the reserve COVID-19 list. He was back at work today, and unfortunately, you get one off, you got to put one on. At least that's the way it worked out today. Offensive lineman Joe Haig placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. McLeod's day included doing a little imitation of Lamar Jackson, running around behind the pocket and then heaving the ball down the field. And Chris Wormley said that the representation was pretty good. Wormley was impressed with the way McLeod was able to mirror what Jackson often does with the ball, and he even gave Ray McLeod credit for having a better arm than he anticipated. The Steelers also had a new member on the field today, defensive tackle Montravius Adams, who was signed this week, practiced with the team for the first time. Adams is 6 foot, 304 pounds, defensive tackle/nose tackle. He was initially a third-round pick of the Packers in 2017 out of Auburn. Montravius Adams played 45 career games with Green Bay, and then more recently 5 games with the Saints this season. The last of those was November the 14th at Tennessee. I mentioned a couple times already the shoulder pads. It is a significant development. You're only afforded so many opportunities to practice in pads under CBA rules, and Mike Tomlin had mentioned this week that the Steelers were pretty judicious and pretty mindful that they might need those for just such an emergency, as Foghorn Leghorn might say, and today was the day. Inside linebacker Joe Schobert talked a little bit about that after practice and about what the Steelers intend to do about a run defense that was below the line against the Bengals and has been for a couple of weeks now.
You buckle your chin straps and come up and start hitting people on Sunday. I think it can change real fast. So I think that's the attitude of the team and the defense especially, and we'll see the results on Sunday.
Yeah, Steelers hoping for change on Sunday. The Ravens come in with a highly regarded running game, and the Steelers' run defense has slipped to number 28 in the weekly statistical rankings. I mentioned the reserve COVID-19 list. That also includes T.J. Watt as we speak today, and T.J. Watt was able to play against the Bengals, but he went on the list shortly thereafter, and Watt also has had to deal with a couple of injuries this season. He still managed to amass 12 and a half sacks and 3 forced fumbles. T.J. Watt, also one of the guys, according to Joe Schobert, who spoke up both during and after that Cincinnati Bengals loss on Sunday. Schobert talked about people such as Mike Tomlin and Cam Hayward and Watt taken the lead in terms of delivering the message that the team needed to hear. On the other side of the ball, it wasn't a complete disaster in Cincinnati. Ben Roethlisberger and wide receiver Deontay Johnson able to hook up with regularity. Johnson caught 9 passes for 95 yards, and on the season he's got 68 catches for 809 yards and 4 touchdowns. Deontay Johnson averaging 11.9 yards per reception. Here's what his quarterback thinks of the chemistry they've been able to develop.
Yeah, I mean, he's crazy talented. The things he can do to get open, his quickness, his speed, his short area kind of bursts and things like that. And even last week, I told him, I saw him yesterday, and told him how proud I was of him not quitting. You know, even the fact of that is not quitting at the end of that game, just keep fighting through it and stuff. I just think those are all things that show growth and maturity for a young guy that is doing some great things for us.
Yeah, fighting through it's going to be somewhat of a theme the rest of the season. The meeting with the Ravens on Sunday is the first of 2 left on a Steelers schedule that is going to continue to challenge them in the final 6 weeks of the regular season. You take a look at it here. The Ravens this Sunday, then at Minnesota on a short week. The Vikings don't have a great record, but they are a talented team. Then the Tennessee Titans, Kansas City Chiefs, round 2 against Cleveland, and then round 2 against Baltimore to close things out in January. Based on what we've seen so far this season, it's the toughest remaining schedule in the NFL, but the Steelers can't concern themselves about that. According to Ben Roethlisberger, they're just going to have to take them as they come.
Well, we can't worry about making runs. We have to worry about winning one game. You know, if we sit there and look at, okay, we've got this many games left, we have to finish with this, then you're looking past the right here and now. And that's the most important thing for us right now is this game, this week, this opponent. And you just kind of have to let everything fall into place from there, from 1 week at a time.
That's going to do it for today's edition of Steelers Live, presented by Microsoft Windows 11. I want to thank everyone for finding us, however and wherever you found us, and remind everyone that all of these programs and like-related content are available on all of the Steelers' social media platforms. For Missy Matthews, I'm Mike Prisuta. Thanks for watching.